Welcome to Wildly Capable with Kate, a podcast made for those looking to unleash their wildest capabilities. I'm your host, Kate DeRocher, a dating, relationship, and self-worth coach on a mission to help people build better relationships, starting with the one they have with themselves. In each episode, we'll dig deep, turn inwards, and embark on a transformative journey. Together, we'll break free from unhealthy patterns, rip through self-limiting beliefs, heal past wounds, and build unwavering self-worth, all to create healthier relationships as a result. Get ready to explore the wild, untapped potential within you. Are you ready to see just how wildly capable you are? Subscribe now and join us on this empowering adventure. Remember, your wildest capabilities await. Are you filling a void with dating and relationships? Hi everyone, welcome back to Wildly Capable with Kate. I'm your host, Kate DeRocher, and today I want to talk about what I mean by that and how it may be inhibiting you from experiencing the amazing relationship that you're longing for. But before we dive into what it means to fill voids with external things, with dating, with men, with women, relationships, I want to first tell you about a retreat I'm hosting in about 3 weeks from today. So I am hosting the Wildly Capable Women's Retreat this Labor Day weekend in Dripping Springs, Texas. It's an area right outside of Austin, Texas, about 40 miles away. That's in the beautiful Texas Hill Country. It's absolutely stunning, and it's going to be a full weekend filled with adventures. We're going to do horseback riding, sound bath, yoga, contrast therapy. We're going to do incredible healing activities surrounded by your new best friends. So myself and 10 other women are embarking on this incredible retreat that's going to be focused on self-development and healing. I'm going to be giving talks about stepping into your wild woman. I'm going to be giving talks about dating, relationships, healing, and we're going to help you become the woman you were created to be. So if you're interested, if this sounds like the exact thing that you need, if you've been looking for something to help you go from where you are today to a higher level, to a healthier version of yourself, then the Wildly Capable Women's Retreat is for you, and I would love to see you there. To sign up, head to my website, coachkatederocher.com, and use code RETREAT, which you get as an extra special thank you for listening to this podcast to get 10% off of the entire weekend. So head to checkout, use code RETREAT, and I will see you August 30th through September 2nd in Dripping Springs, Texas. I can't wait to meet you. Okay, what do I mean when I say, are you filling a void with dating or relationships? Let me explain. So I have so many clients, friends, even family members, and I used to do this in my own life, where you use other people or external factors as something to make yourself feel more whole, as something to help you feel as though you are complete, when in reality, the only thing that can make you feel complete is yourself, and turning inwards and finding that internal voice, that internal home. You are the only thing that can fill your voids. So when we attempt to use external things, and it can be many external things that we use to fill voids, I'm just talking about it in terms of dating and relationships. But when we try to fill something inside of us that's missing with something external, we will come up short every single time. Because those external things, those can shift, those can change. You can find yourself in a divorce. You can end up going through a heartbreak. Your partner may become sick. So many things can happen that are outside of your control. And when you put all of that control, all of that meaning, all of that purpose on something that you can't control, on something external, you may be left with another deeper void. So many people come to me saying that they just cannot enjoy their life. They cannot feel full until they find their person, until they're in the relationship, they're engaged, they're married. They believe that their life will never be good enough. They believe that they will never feel true joy and happiness until they find that person. And while I completely understand, because I was there, I was those people who feel that way. I was you if you are feeling this way. I felt as though my life was only like half lived because I didn't have a partner. I didn't have a husband. I thought my life was kind of on hold until I found that person. And I lived that way. And I wasted so much precious time that I'll never get back by believing that, by being so focused on what's to come instead of embracing what was happening right then and there. And when we do that, when we put our hope and our joy and our purpose and our happiness in something yet to come or in something external, we are missing out on so many beautiful things that are happening right now, on things that are happening in our own lives and within ourselves. And now my clients who come to me and say those exact same things, my heart goes out to them so much because I get it, because I was them, but I also know how important it is for them to be able to fill their own voids, to complete themselves before they are ever with somebody else. Because if you keep looking to somebody else or something else, an experience, a person, a relationship to fill you, then when that relationship, when that thing falls apart, when there are hard moments, hard days within that relationship with that external person, your identity is going to be so rooted in them that you are not going to be able to weather the storms that will inevitably come. We put so much of our identity and our worth in these external things, in our job, in our partner, in our marriage, in our house, in our car, the things that we have externally. We use those to define us. We use those to fill our lives when in reality, our lives can be full right now, just as we are without those things. And those things, the things that you desire, the deep desires of your heart, I believe they are coming to you. If you are doing the work to be prepared for them, if you are doing the work to be open and ready for them, I believe they're already on their way to you. So why put your life on pause because you're waiting for them instead of living your life now and being excited for what's to come too? You are unfortunately delaying your own peace, purpose, happiness, and joy by doing that. When instead you could be living fully right now and understanding that the things that are to come, the relationship, the person, that's an incredible cherry on top. But that is not the only thing you were created to experience or do or have in this world. You were created for so much more, so much beauty, so much purpose. There was so much intention that went into creating you. And by sitting around waiting for that thing to come, that external thing, that external relationship or person to come, you are wasting that potential. You are wasting your life because you have it on hold, because you believe that you will only be truly happy, truly at peace when you have that thing. And that's not true. You can find that joy, that purpose, and that peace inside of you always, right now, and every day you can find that. It's just a matter of turning inwards and saying, you know what? There are things that I want in this world, things that I am so excited to experience and to have. I can't wait till the day that I find my person. I can't wait for the day that I'm proposed to or that I walk down that aisle. I'm so excited for that. But I also know that right now, I already have everything that I need inside of me. I am already whole by myself. And if you don't feel whole by yourself, then that's okay. There's just work to be done. It is possible to find that feeling. It is just a matter of turning inwards, figuring out the pieces of you that you feel are missing, and then looking in the mirror and giving them to yourself. So often the things that we desire in a partner, in a person, are the exact things that we need to give to ourselves. So what do I mean by this? If you desire stability, if you desire excitement, if you desire more purpose, if you desire more meaning, you may be looking for those things externally. You're hoping somebody else will bring those things into your life because you're lacking them right now. But really, you can give yourself all of those things currently before you have that person. And that person can bring in even more, but you have to find it within yourself first. Because if you don't find it within yourself, you will put all of that on another person. And when that other person shows you their flaws, or you fight, or you have issues, or the relationship falls apart, you will be left with a hole. Once again, you will be left with that void. When in reality, you can fill that void constantly over and over for yourself with or without those external things. And if you don't, that is when you will not be able to have, hold, and sustain those amazing things that are on their way to you. Because if you're waiting for those things to happen before you complete yourself, like I've said, if those things eventually fall apart because they may, because you have no control over anything, then you will be left completely heartbroken and desolate, and it will shake you to your core because you don't know yourself at your core. You don't already have those things in your core. You took the things that you're looking for internally and you put them on something external. And when those things fall apart, because most likely a lot of times they do, or at least there will be conflict and issues that will make it feel like they're falling apart. When you put those things on something external, your internal world will shake every single time. If you can build those things within yourself, the excitement, the purpose, the meaning, the happiness, the adventure, if you can give yourself those things, even if something shakes externally, you will still be able to turn back inwards, turn back to the home within yourself, and give yourself the things that maybe are slipping away, maybe could leave. And it won't matter if they leave because you have them within yourself already. You know what? To better illustrate my point, to make sense of what I'm saying, I'm going to pull a book from behind me. If you're listening, I have a stack of books on a bench behind me. One of them is Jay Shetty's 8 Rules of Love. I'm going to read you part of that book where he really expertly and clearly explains what I'm saying. So 1 second. Okay, so there's a few things I'm going to read from the first part of this book. In chapter 1, he starts off the book by saying, in the first ashram, we prepare for love by learning how to be alone and learning from our past relationships how to improve our next one. Alone, we learn to love ourselves, to understand ourselves, to heal our own pain, and to care for ourselves. We experience self-love. Then he goes on to say, do we want to choose or stay in a relationship based on insecurity and desperation or based on contentment and joy? Loneliness makes us rush into relationships. It keeps us in the wrong relationships, and it urges us to accept less than we deserve. We must use the time when we are single or take time alone when we are in a couple to understand ourselves, our pleasures, and our values. When we learn to love ourselves, we develop compassion, empathy, and patience. Then we can use those qualities to love someone else. In this way, being alone, not lonely, but comfortable and confident in situations where we make our own choices, follow our own lead, and reflect on our own experience is the first step in preparing ourselves to love others. He then writes, in solitude, we practice giving ourselves what we need before we expect it from someone else. Are you kind to yourself? Are you honest with yourself? Are you emotionally available to yourself? Are you supportive of your own efforts? The more time you spend in solitude, the better you'll know how to answer those questions. A relationship with someone else won't cure your relationship with yourself. And I'll leave you with this. He says, you want to go on a journey with someone, not to make them your journey. So I think those parts of his book, they're right in part 1. He kicks off the book by saying that because that's how important these principles and to understand these things is. He illustrates how important it is to be able to complete yourself, to fill your own voids before you then step into relationships. Because once again, nobody is meant to complete us. Nobody is meant to fill those voids for us. That is our own responsibility. That is our own privilege. We get to do that for ourselves. And by doing so, we prepare ourselves so much more for the future relationship, for the future engagement and marriage. If we don't learn how to prepare for love now, we will not be able to hold it when we have it, because we will be putting our meaning, our purpose, our identity on something that we can't control, on something that can shift and falter and shake. The only thing that is unshakable is the relationship that you have with yourself. So to be in a healthy, lasting relationship, you need to build that relationship with yourself first and foremost. That is why I always say that self-worth is the most important part of any dating or relationship experience. Without self-worth, without loving and knowing and valuing and respecting yourself, nobody else will be able to do that for you. And if we can't give to ourselves the things that we need, nobody else is going to be able to either, because we don't even know what we need. We haven't even spent the time to be in solitude, to be alone, to learn ourselves. We rush into relationships because we want other people to fill our voids. We want dating and relationships and experiences with them and love to fill the void that we're feeling internally. The void of loneliness, the void of a lack of purpose, the void of excitement, of adventure, of peace, of stability, whatever that void is, whatever that thing is that you're missing. If you give that to somebody else, if you rely on somebody else to fill that void, to provide that thing for you, you will come up wanting every time. But you can give that to yourself. You can give yourself all of those things now and always. You can fill your own voids by turning inwards, by getting to know yourself, by showing up for yourself, by building trust within yourself, by building respect within yourself. Every time you have your own back, every time you honor your own needs or use your voice, you fill that void. You learn to love yourself. You build your self-esteem. And then when you get to a healthy place with that, you never have to be perfect with it. None of us are perfect. Our self-worth and our needs and the things that we're looking for, they change. They're ever changing. It's a constant practice that we have to create in our lives. You don't have to be perfect, but when you get to a healthier place with it, that's when you're ready for something meaningful. That's when you're ready for a lasting relationship. Not sooner, not before that, because you, again, will put those things on another person who can't possibly provide for your every need, who can't possibly be perfect. You will have conflict with this person. You will experience highs and lows and fights and difficult periods. It is truly inevitable. I am telling you, in any relationship, there will be hardship. And if you can't rely on yourself to have the things that you need to fill those voids, to feel full and complete now, when that hardship comes, it will be 10 times harder than it needs to be. So this is my message and my reminder to anybody who is placing what you need on something external instead of giving it to yourself, instead of filling those voids yourself. I want to encourage you to take a step back and purposefully be in solitude longer. Spend more time with yourself. Take yourself on solo dates. Go on solo trips. Be safe, but travel, explore, dream, just discover what makes you tick, what makes you you. And when you do that, when you spend time with yourself, that's when you can start to give yourself the things that you're hoping somebody else will give to you. You have to be able to give yourself all of these things. And again, it will be a practice. It's something you're going to have to focus on for the rest of your life. Even when you're in a relationship, even when you're married, you still have to show up for yourself first and foremost in order to then show up for the relationship in the best way possible too. So take time alone. If you are in a cycle of going on constant dates or dating different people back to back, that is a surefire sign that you need to spend time alone. You need to not be attached to anything external. You need to just learn to love yourself and give to yourself what you're hoping that external thing will give to you. You need to be able to take a step back and let yourself maybe be a little bit lonely so you can then discover the insane, beautiful value of solitude and how filling your own voids will lead you to not only choosing healthier partners for you, but sustaining those relationships. If you don't do that first, you may find somebody, but it probably won't be sustainable because you haven't built those muscles internally already. So step 1, spend time alone. Step 2, be intentional with that time alone. Don't just sit on the couch watching TV all day, but get to know yourself. Read different books that make you question your identity, that make you wonder about your worldview, that give you different perspectives and opinions. Travel, explore different perspectives, different ways of life, different ways of thinking. Get yourself into situations that maybe make you a little bit uncomfortable and stretch you a little bit. Maybe you want to learn how to dance or do pottery or write poetry. Whatever it is that challenges you a little bit, that's a little bit stretching, explore those things because that's how you learn how to show up for yourself. That's how you learn your own needs. And then in return, like I said, love yourself more and prepare yourself more for healthy love in the end too. I hope this makes sense. I hope that you guys understand how important it is to fill your own voids before you ever place that on something external. External things shake, they waver, they change. But what is left is what is going on internally within your own heart, within your own soul. You only have yourself and God to fall back on, so you better make sure that you are strong in that. And the benefit to it is that when you also have your person, when you have the things that you were so longing for, you will be better equipped to handle them and to keep them, sustain them, than you would had you not done this work. So this work is so important, not just for yourself, but for your future as well. Please let me know what you think. Please let me know if the tips that I gave at the end help you learn how to show up for yourself before you ever try to make somebody else do that for you. I want to hear your thoughts. So leave a comment on this video, message me on Instagram at Coach Kate DeRocher, or reach out to me via my website, CoachKateDeRocher.com, and we can explore coaching together so I can help you learn what it means to be in solitude. So I can help you learn how to fill your own void so you are prepared for love in the future. Reach out to me, shoot me a DM, fill out my coaching application on my website, and then I will contact you to set up a call and we can explore coaching together. Thank you so much for listening in. And as a reminder, I'm hosting the Wildly Capable Women's Retreat this Labor Day weekend in Dripping Springs, Texas. I only have 3 spots left, and I would love for one of them to go to one of you incredible women listening to this podcast. If you're listening to this podcast, chances are you are the exact woman who's right for this retreat. You are a woman who is committed to growth and healing and preparing for love in the future in the healthiest way possible. That's exactly what the retreat is going to do. It's going to help you shed old wounds, break free from old patterns, heal your self-limiting beliefs, and step into the woman you were always created to be. I would love to guide you on that journey, and I would love for you to meet the other incredible women who are coming. So again, please head to my website, CoachKateDeRocher.com. Use code RETREAT for 10% off, and I will see you over Labor Day weekend. Thank you all again for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts. Please rate, subscribe, like this podcast, send it to a friend who you think may need to hear the message that I gave today. And thank you all so much for listening in. I'll see you here next time on Wildly Capable with Kate.